Well, hey there, YouTube. It's Petey Two Finger, and today we're going to be talking about Tanner Cook. He's got a YouTube prank channel, and he does his pranks for YouTube. They were in a shopping mall. Him and his partner, his buddy, approached this guy in the shopping mall, and they're using their phone as a weapon. This is something people do now. They'll record you or film you, or they'll even have their phone shouting obscenities or offensive things out of the speaker. People have learned how to. My tamale's done cooking. People have learned how to use their phones as a weapon. Now, you can see the look in this guy's face here. He's an experienced prank YouTube channel. You can see he's got, I don't know what type of style of cap you call this, how he's wearing it. You can see that what he's emulating here, the type of person he's carrying himself as. And then this guy is in a different age group. He's working. He's actually got a job. He's not living in his mother's basement, so he's got to go and deliver people who have more money than him their food. A humiliating occupation. So this guy here is the victim. He tells him, he lets him know very clearly that he is not playing along. I don't know exactly what he says to him. It's something to the effect of "Leave me alone, get away from me, stop it," something like that. I mean, anybody in their right mind would give this guy a break, but he's a prankster, and they're filming. There's another guy out of the shot who's filming the entire exchange, and then he's got his little buddy with him. It's two people on one. Within about 20 seconds of the initial encounter, this dude, as we see here, produces a pistol and shoots him in the gut. He lived. This guy's alive. The bullet went through his liver, and they went to trial. The guy who shot him received a not guilty on the aggravated malicious wounding and not guilty of the use of a firearm and malicious wounding. I thought he was found guilty of discharging a firearm in a public place, some kind of misdemeanor. Like they did charge him with something. There was footage. I believe WUSA 9 reporters outside the courthouse got the mom. This is the mother. And she was doing a nanny boo boo. She was like, "Oh, you think I'm going to come out and say we were robbed? Well, I'm going to say exactly the opposite what you think." She just had it all prepared and said that the defense attorneys or the state's attorneys did a wonderful job and they couldn't be happier. She said, of course, she's happy that her son is alive and healthy and that she's so proud of him and stands behind his decisions. He comes in out of frame and begins to make this face, which I don't know how you would describe that face. So what's the takeaway here? I mean, you look at this guy, if I saw this guy in the mall, I honestly think my reaction would be I would want to go as far away from this guy as I could. Or I would look him in the eye and I would nod like, "Have a good day, sir." Maybe I would strike up a conversation and try to cheer him up. More than likely not. This guy looks like he wants to be left alone. Prank dude, well, I'm not familiar with Tanner Cook, and I didn't watch a real lot of his content. I clicked on 3 or 4 videos, and I was able to make it through about the 3 to 5 second mark. before I was unable to take watching anymore. He is harassing people, and the jury went through and watched it, and they said that from the stuff that they saw on his YouTube channel, he could have been charged with assault or aggravated whatever. But this was helpful in arriving at a verdict of not guilty for the guy who shot him was his YouTube channel. So basically, you could say that this guy has been pressing his luck and that it's nothing short of a miracle that he isn't riddled with bullets, on fire, with a bunch of knives in his back from all the people who he's harassed as they're, I don't know, working at a job, trying to bring home a paycheck, and then this guy comes in and his buddies are filming you, you know. So I know it's real easy to want to take the side and say, good, you know, this kid deserves it, that, you know, his mom created this self-entitled, just the worst POS, but that's really, I want to kind of just step above that initial knee-jerk reaction that I had and, like, take a look at this guy. And for one, I really feel sorry for the guy just looking at him. He looks like he's just had it up to here. He looks like he's had not only a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, a bad year, and a bad life. This guy just looks like he has had it, doesn't he? So what would possess you to go up to the guy and start pushing his buttons repeatedly? Well, if you're this guy, apparently this is like finding a $20 bill laying on the sidewalk. So I suppose the only thing I can say here, I can get into all kinds of theoretical stuff about YouTube and how people need to people are looking for celebrity clout, their 15 minutes of fame. I'm guilty of it too. I am guilty of it too. I'm on YouTube. I have a channel. I can say, oh, I do this to keep track of my own projects and my life and my music. And I really don't care what anybody else thinks. It doesn't bother me that I did a series of videos called Acid Casualties. And if you go back and look at the ones that are still up, okay, they have 500,000 views, stuff like that. And I still, to this date, get people saying, when are you going to do more Acid Casualties videos? And I don't know if you know what my response to all of that was, that I kept making videos saying, the series is over. And I went way out of my way to explain that I had become sick and that I was dealing with issues in 2016 because of a severe reaction to some medication that I suffered a hormone crash. And I went through hell for 4 months, and the way that I was treated by the world was really horrific. And that got me thinking, I was raised in a house where if somebody's like experiencing about a depression, you got to tell them, well, you need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps and just, put your nose to the grindstone if you want to feel better. You herniated your discs at work, you need to go to the gym and work out. That type of thing, So I kind of can sit here and be judgmental about this type of thing and be like, well, this guy deserved to be shot, and honestly, he doesn't even deserve to be alive if he goes back and makes more prank videos, because he should have learned his lesson. He should be going and being a missionary and making videos of him putting shoes on poor kids that are from South Africa is what he should be. That should be his next video, is me making oatmeal for a bunch of people that have flies surrounding their nostrils. But I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna go off the deep end and say, what the horrific woman this person is. that it's real obvious in her response that she spawned this. She created this. I'm not going to say that, even though it's biological fact. I'm not going to say that. What I'm going to say is that we really do need to be careful out there. We really do. This guy, I really don't think, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Are we going to find out later, where are the bodies? That this guy was, there was, a kill count or something? I don't think so. Honestly, I think this guy, he looks scary. I think he just is, actually, he's smart to have a handgun in his pocket. Should he have been that quick to use it? Should he have been that quick? Was this like, I got a golden ticket? Did he realize in that moment, I've been carrying this handgun around in this pocket of mine for a long time, and now I've got a reason to use it, and I can see straight through. Do not, go directly past jail, go right through. Did he see this was his golden ticket? So this is a tough one. I think the takeaway for me is be careful, Petey. You do not know who you're dealing with. It's a very dangerous place. Very, very dangerous place. Be careful. Getting into the whole thing about like prank channels, I could like, okay, if you're thinking about you're a young guy, you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you're not watching me. So that's pointless discussion. But obviously I would say, don't make a prank channel. We don't need another prank channel. We need people trying to amplify what little light, positive things in their soul, becoming a better person, and maybe making your YouTube journey part of that. And these channels where they call people out lolcows, and they talk about, this guy's so obviously full of himself and so proud it defeats his autism, so let's just make fun of the guy en masse, When I see these YouTubers that are like this, and I love that type of content. I do. I really enjoy it. But at the same turn of the screw, I got to think to myself, well, you know what? If it wasn't for this guy, this lolcow, where would you be? You wouldn't have a channel. You wouldn't have a leg to stand on. And I do have a YouTube channel. Mind you, I get like 30 views on my best videos, but I work pretty hard at what I do. The smart thing for me to do would have been to never have anything to do with a guitar, much less a guitar with 6 strings on it after my accident. But that's not what I did. What does that say about me as a person? Well, you can make up your own mind. Anyway, you guys, stay safe. It's not safe out there. It really isn't. It really isn't. And if you do run into somebody, let's hope that it's the guy making the prank video and not the guy who's doing the Popeyes DoorDash delivery with the gun in his pocket. So be careful. Be careful, my YouTube friends. Be careful. Try to stay warm. It's getting chilly out there. Hug your pets. And peace.